Welcome to SVG-TV's news for Thursday, September the 5th, 2019. I am Bhavin Oliver with the details. SVG stands in solidarity with the government and the people of the Bahamas. So says Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Foreign Affairs, Sir Louis Straker, in a telephone interview with SVG-TV News today. The Bahamas was struck by a Category 5 Hurricane Dorian, which caused catastrophic damage to the island, leaving some 20 people up to the last count. Sir Louis said along with their prayers, Cabinet has decided to send some $100,000 to the Bahamas to help with the relief efforts.
And the Cabinet voted an initial sum of $100,000 to be sent via the OECS Secretariat as a token to alleviate the great suffering that the people are experiencing in the Bahamas. We thought of sending some other tangible form tokens of our solidarity and association with them, such as water and foodstuff, but we figured that their proximity with Florida would provide them with easy access to these things from the United States, because we don't have direct connection either by air or by sea to the Bahamas. But we trust that the little token that we have given of $100,000 would be used to alleviate the suffering of the people there in the Bahamas.
Sir Louis said the government stands ready to provide greater assistance if called upon, recognizing that SVG could have suffered a similar fate. He said there are non-governmental organizations and charitable groups in the country who are mobilizing to provide assistance to the Bahamas, and that the government stands ready to collaborate with such groups or organizations.
Several charitable organizations, philanthropical organizations, NGOs, that would be making their own contribution through their own channels. We want to encourage everyone possible to do what they can to help the people in the Bahamas. And if there is anything that the government can do to facilitate whatever they are doing, or to complement whatever they are doing, to get the needed help to the Bahamas, the government stands ready to be of assistance to these organizations in St. Vincent the Grenadines or elsewhere. If the need arises and the request comes to us, we would be very happy to do whatever we can, because as we look on that situation, we realize that there go we, but for the grace of God.
Sir Louis said he continues to pray for the people of the Bahamas who are facing a difficult time, and Vincentians across the world and the rest of the region need to rally around them.
It's very difficult when you have that kind of disaster that has taken away lives and property, that you can face this kind of situation with great equanimity or fortitude, but this is exactly what we are asking them to do. They are not left alone. The region, and I believe many countries in the world that have seen this devastation, would reach out to them. So with faith in God and with confidence in their brothers and sisters in the Caribbean and throughout the world, we want them to continue to have strength and to have faith that somehow their needs would be met and that they would be back on their feet soon.
The opposition New Democratic Party, the NDP, has also expressed solidarity with the people and government of the Bahamas and said it will provide assistance as much as it possibly can. In a news release issued yesterday, the NDP said the frequent and powerful nature of hurricanes in the region reflect the growing threat of climate change and encourage all Vincentians to think of ways to extend a helping hand to the people of the Bahamas. One of the NGOs which has taken up the challenge to do its part to provide assistance to the people of the Bahamas is Rise Up Bequia Inc. The organization is currently engaged in a fundraising exercise to raise about 30,000 EC dollars through a GoFundMe page. The Rise Up Bequia Inc. was created after the 2013 floodings and was subsequently registered as an NGO, which has organized fundraising activities for Dominica a few years ago. President of the organization, Patrick Hutchins, said they are hoping to use the funds raised through the GoFundMe page to purchase water for the people of the Bahamas, given the unique challenges on the ground.
Seemingly natural for us. So the group has sprung into action, and we created this GoFundMe page to be able to provide water, primarily because the Bahamians get their water from the ground. It's a limestone country, that's where they get their water. And with all the flooding and all the damage, it's going to be contaminated for a while. And so we know that it's going to take a while for the government in the Bahamas, NEMA, SEDIMA, and other international organizations to do their assessments. But we know that water is always a need after you have a devastating storm like this. So we thought, we could get in early, start early, and raise funds to get water to the people of the Bahamas.
Hutchins said the organization is partnering with regional and international organizations to make the shipment of water possible. He said persons can donate on the GoFundMe.com under the Rise Up for the Bequia Bahamas page. Hutchinson said they are hoping to meet their target goal as soon as possible.
If you go to the GoFundMe page, everything that you need to know about this particular campaign is up there. And sometimes people think, I don't have a credit card. I don't have the ability to contribute to it now. We're asking people to share the GoFundMe on social media, because the more people who lay eyes on it, the faster we're able to, get the word out, and the faster we're able to reach our target. We're looking to raise $30,000, and this would initially send a significant amount of water. We're looking to send 2 40-foot containers, and there's a time frame in which we have to do it. The 24th of September, the government of the Bahamas has put a waiver on all items coming into the country for relief purposes. And so we're hoping to get to our goal as soon as possible. So the more people who see it, the more people who share it. If you can't donate, please share with all your friends. And we should be able to get to our target on time and have the water delivered in the Bahamas.
Hutchins said Rise Up Bequia Inc. stands ready to work with any other group or organization willing to help.
What we're also doing is we're looking to purchase live straws. I'm not certain if you've heard about them, but live straws help to process water that is not 100% clean. So you may have a water source, maybe a stream that is, it's clean, but you're not sure if it's safe to drink. Live straws make sure that once you process the water using a live straw, it's safe to drink. So we're definitely going to be providing that because it's more sustainable to them. After this initial campaign has ended, we're definitely going to be paying attention to what the government says that they have a specific need for after they've done their assessments. And if need be, we will definitely step up and stand in the gap for our brothers and sisters, fellow islanders. Today it's the Bahamas. It could have been St. Vincent, the same storm pass here, just days before. So we look at it like that. We're from a small island, Bequia, and you never know, one of these days, one of these storms are going to pass through, and we're just hoping somebody looks out for us just like we're looking out for our brothers in the Bahamas.
Payments in the September 2019 British American Insurance Company Limited BALCO settlements are said to be well underway, and Vincentian policyholders are being asked to collect their checks or make alternative arrangements for payment as soon as possible. The appeal was made by Judicial Manager of British American Insurance Company Limited, Brian Glasgow, who at a meeting yesterday of the British American and CLICO policyholders BALCO, and settlements of 4% of investment or deposit values are being made this month. Distribution noting that they are now able to offer policyholders a total of 14% of their policy value. To date, approximately 30% of the settlement value allocated to the SVG jurisdiction is said to have already been paid out. Glasgow also took the opportunity to urge Vincentian policyholders to give their support to BALCO's work. BALCO has a retained legal team which is currently preparing an action to be brought before the Caribbean Court of Justice in its original jurisdiction. The action will be seeking to redress the policyholders in the Eastern Caribbean who were reportedly discriminated against on the basis of nationality. This in the reference to the rate of settlement paid to policyholders of the Eastern Caribbean who amounted to some significantly less than the paid policyholders in Trinidad and Tobago. The meeting held here yesterday was chaired by Chairman of BALCO, Dr. Patrick Antoine, and was addressed by Queen's Counsel Simon Davenport and Senior Counsel Dr. Kenny Anthony, both members of BALCO high-powered legal team. Cabinet has approved 48 scholarships, including 10 national scholarships, 8 exhibitions, 29 bursaries, and 1 special award to students who sat the Cape and Associate Degree examination this year. A release from the Acting Cabinet Secretary Angie Williams-Jackson said the criteria for these awards and recommendations came from the officials of the Ministry of Education and the Director of the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Community College. Ayanna Ferguson won the coveted Prime Minister's Award for the Best Academic Performance. In addition to her full scholarship, she will receive an appropriate medal and an award of $20,000. The cash award has been increased this year by 100%. Shane Cadogan, who is placed second, is awarded the sum of $10,000 in addition to his full scholarship. This is the first time that a cash award has been added to the benefits of the second-place academic performance. The new release further stated that Cabinet has also decided that a bill will be presented to Parliament to ensure that annually the top 10 scholars will be awarded scholarships or exhibitions in the names of several distinguished persons, namely Robert Milton Cato, George Theodore Joshua, George Augustus McIntosh, Dr. J.P. Eustace, Sir Vincent Beach, Norma Keyser, Bertram Timmy Richard, Yvonne Francis Gibson, Alban Henry, and John Horn. Deputy Commissioner of Police Frankie Joseph is encouraging citizens to feel free to share information that will assist the police in their investigations in solving crime. Joseph was at the time addressing the closing of a 2-day crime prevention workshop hosted for neighborhood watch groups at a Foreign Affairs conference room. DCP Joseph said the police cannot function effectively and efficiently without the service and support of the public, and gave the assurance that information provided to the police on criminal activities they see or know of will be kept confidential. He said the workshop with presentations of neighborhood watch groups will be held annually and congratulated all the participants.
So please play your part and let us work together to combat crimes so that we can have safer communities. And as I stated earlier, the police cannot do it alone. We need your support in order to protect our society. If you have any information, you don't even have to come to the police station. You can call any police station. If you are not comfortable calling a police station, you can call the Public Relations and Complaints Department, or you can call any of the officers, any officer that you feel you are comfortable with, you can call them. You can call me. I am open for all of you guys. Just give your information. What is important is not your name and where you live or what work you do. What is important is the information. That is all we need. You give the information, you say thank you so, thank you mom, and we act on the information. So I want to encourage you to play your part in making St. Vincent and the Grenadines a safer place, and we are always welcome and appreciative of your support.
He thanked Guardsman SVG Limited and the insurance brokers for partnering with the RSVG Police Force to host a workshop which he said was a success.
I want to encourage you not to sit on the information that you have received during this workshop. Act on it. utilize it, implement it, and share it with your colleagues who are not available to attend. I wish to also thank ASP Simmons and his staff at the Public Relations and Complaints Department for conceptualizing and organizing this timely workshop. When Simmons came to me with the idea a few months ago, I thought that it was a brilliant initiative, and I gave him all of the blessings so that he can go forward with this workshop. Thanks is also extended to all of the persons and organizations who delivered presentations to the participants over the past 2 days. In conclusion, I want to assure the public and you, the participants, that the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force remains committed to protecting the lives and properties of the citizens of St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
At the closing ceremony, certificates of participation were presented to representatives of the various neighborhood watch groups.